Hey there, I'm JD. Welcome to my channel. I decided to make one more video today, so this is the end product actually. So what I had a screw, you'll see this, that was jammed in there and broken off, and the screw head I think I've got in my shop somewhere, but there was an old screw head that looked like this. So what I had to do was tap this, like get this screw out, right, by drilling it out, and then I had to tap it. So it looks easy, but I did it on my lathe, and I did it using a chuck. It's not a 3-jaw chuck, but it's a chuck that grabs plates. So you'll see how I do that. And I used a bit. I used an old bit, actually a Marshall bit, to do it. It's a number 50 Marshall, and I actually broke the bit inside of it. So I have to sharpen that bit again because I broke the very tip off of it. No big deal. And now the tool here is useful again. So this kind of works. It's kind of cool tool. See that? They invented it so it stays steady. So this is my truing caliper. I actually like these. They're kind of neat. So this is a machine truing caliper. And there you go. That's it. So have a look at the video and tell me whether you like it. Again, please subscribe to my channel. Hit like. It's late at night. I gotta go watch a movie with my wife right now, maybe. And that's, I think, all I got. You'll see me use a tap and die set here. This is a very small one. It's not of any great significance. It's just a regular tap and die set. So, but it's not the one. It's not the ones that you can buy from the big hardware stores, because those tap and die sets are massive, and you can't tap something like this without. So, and I didn't use cutting oil, but use some cutting oil when you're tapping as well, because it works a lot better when you use cutting oil. Anyway, that's it. Thanks a lot. See you later. Watch the video. Have fun. Alright, one more video. This is just a really quick one here. I'm probably not even going to put my titles up and everything else. But so this is a tool that's used for adjusting the flat and round of a balance on a watch. As you can see, you stick the balance between here, but this tool has a gauge here that screws into a hole, and there's a hole in this side, which is fine. There's a hole there, so this actually goes in like so, like that. Here, this stuff's in the way, but it goes in like that, and it pivots like this, like that. And then this for watches or small watch pocket watches. This end was for bigger watches, but the screw here is set in here, so it's basically it's stuck in there, and it's ruined on one side and it's ruined on the other. So I'm going to try to drill this thing out. It's threaded, so I got to make sure I don't drill out the threads as well, so I can recover this tool. So this is a device used in a lathe for grabbing plates. So you can grab three positions here, and you tighten it up, and then you have to center it. So I got to put this on my lathe and center that, and then see what kind of tool I can use to get rid of that screw in the middle. Alright, when you're doing this kind of stuff, you got to get your tool rest out of the way, because that tool rest can cause all kinds of problems if it touches the plate holder. So we just have to unscrew the tool rest on the bottom here, put that together later. I'm just going to get this out of the way and put that back together so I don't lose any parts. So just leave that for there for now. And then this thing has got to go into the lathe. So I'll just put this in and see if I can find the hook on the inside of the spindle for this. Come on, there you are. Is that you? I think that's it. Is that it? I don't know. That seems to be pretty... Oh, that was it. Damn it. I screwed up. There we go. That's it there. And it goes in. It's pretty tight, actually. Now I'm hoping this will spin around without hitting anything, because if it doesn't spin around without hitting anything, then I can't do it. So that's not good there. And that's not good there. So I think what I need to do is hold it in place with the back one, and then see if I can like this, so I just put this one in here, this one here, which is my tailstock, like that. So put that in position, and we'll put the piece on the tailstock and then drill from the powered side. That's what I should have been doing in the first place, but I didn't say I was smart because I'm getting a little tired today. So this would go into the tailstock like this right now, and I don't believe the tailstock actually has a groove. You just have to screw that in and hope for the best. Hopefully that'll go in. Let's see. Is that going in? Gee whiz. Maybe that's not going in. I might just grab a different tailstock, because it doesn't have to be the well, no, it has to be a tailstock that'll grab this thing and screw it in, right? Oh, there we go. I got some action on the tailstock. Let me pause this. Alright, so what I've done here is I've put the I'm just tightening this up. It's in the tailstock right now, and I'll shift it over a bit so you can see it, because I got the tailstock is loose right now, but I want to make sure this is tight as hell. So let's tighten up nicely, right? And this is what it, well, I'll just back it up or move it around like this for a second. There's the tailstock. That's tight here. I can make sure this is tight here, but that just goes in and out like that, right? And you want to use this to actually push the piece into the drill bit. So whatever drill bit I decide to use, or whatever piece I decide to use to drill out that center, you want to be able to push this in. So what I want to do is put the drill in and then get as close as possible to this piece here. So I'm drilling that hole. So back it off a little bit, and I have to make sure I've got the center of that hole too. So, which means I've got to adjust these things here until I find center. So I've got to find a piece here that can poke out to find center. So I'm going to try to find center with these bits here, so I can just sort of drill into that little hole just a bit. So the first piece I'm going to use is this piece here. This is just a another balance tack that I had from before. So I put a collet in that fits that balance tack, and again find that. I know this is perfectly centered because when I spin the lathe, I gotta hook the lathe up here. When I spin the lathe, that should center nicely. So I'm going to plug the lathe in. Hopefully I don't lose all my power here. Turn it on. That's pretty much centered there, so I just have to move the piece in like this until it's centered. Now it's obviously not centered right now because I can see that. So need to tighten the piece on the back, and let me get a very small mallet. I'm going to use it. Should probably hit a rubber mallet, but I'll use the brass part of a mallet so I don't make any marks, because the brass should dent, but the piece shouldn't dent. So I've got myself a mallet here, and I just want to move this ever so slightly. So I've got my new glasses on. Use those. I use these things here, which are my new lenses, and get in nice and close and try to tap this into position. So I can just do a rough one here. So just loosen this up. This one is already loose, so I don't need to do much on that one. It looks like it needs to go that way, down that way. So I'll loosen this up just a bit. Loosen the bottom one, and I think I'll be able to shift it like that, and then I should be able to push this piece right towards the centering device, and then just do this and then tighten this up a bit and see if that hits center on there. Man, that is so close. Yeah, that's almost center. Try to get that down a bit like that. I think it still needs to go down just a tad. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, it needs to go down from here just a bit, like that. Let's see, is it good there? Just a bit like that. Wow, this is tougher than I thought. I think I need to get close and dirty on this. Up close and dirty. The other way. Actually needs to go the other way, which is down a bit. Like that. I'm going to tighten this up a bit here. And tighten this one a bit. Let's see if this is in the center all the way around. Pretty much. Maybe just a tiny tap here. Alright, so that's perfectly centered. And you just tap it just a little bit. Then you have to tighten these plates really tight so they don't want to go anywhere. And so there's 3 of them here, and this one here is just barely gripping. I can loosen that one. The other ones are doing all the work right now, but I'll loosen that one and bring it forward just a bit more, and then I'll tighten it. And that'll help the there we go. Let me see if that's still centered. Yeah, that's pretty good there. Alright, you see how that works, eh? So I'm going to move the cameras around so you get a little bit better view here. Alright, that's the best possible view. Now you see how that's all set up in the front, on the upper left hand picture, and I've got it lined perfectly, right? So I can back this off now, and I can also back off the tailstock just a bit. And now I want to remove this, and I'm doing a little bit of hoping here because I think I just put this up where it was. You see, I had this in a jar. I just had this stuff in a jar. And then I want to grab this little thingy-jobby, because this should be able to shave the metal off. So I want to get rid of this collet here. Spring collets. And then put this one in place. I don't know what these things are called. I'll have to look it up in one of my books, but this should remove some material from the center. I'm not sure how well this will work, but we're going to try it out here, folks. Move that closer, like that. And then I want to I'll move this out of the way a bit so you guys can see this thing working. Then tighten this at the top. Will that work? No, I actually have to hold this with my hand. I can't tighten that. I have to actually push this in. And so we'll see if this does any grinding. Hopefully it does. I think it's grinding. It's hard to say, actually. I may have to think of a different bit to put in there. Oh no, I'm getting myself a hole there, I think. I got myself a bit of a hole there, I think. Look at how that goes in. Yeah, that's a little bit of a hole. Looks like it's pushing the metal out of the way. And now what I'm going to do is try a different bit on here to see if I can actually drill a hole. I'd like to be able to make sure that that's in the center, but I'm not absolutely sure. Maybe I'll try a different one that'll be just as good. That's a really small one there. I'll try a smaller one even. See if this one works any better. Put some pressure on this. Oh, I should tighten this tailstock too, because I'm going to get in trouble. Going like crazy. Look at that again. Oh yeah, I'm getting a hole. It's a little bit off center, I think, but it's not too bad. No, it's not too bad. I'm going to try a drill bit now. Let me just pause and go back again. So these are vintage little drill bits, so if this doesn't work, I'm going to go to some carbide bits or something. I need this to work. So I'm going to drill this puppy out, but I don't want to have to retap it. Let's see if I get any cutting here. No, I'm getting some cutting. So what I want to do is put some, yeah, it's not too bad. I want to put some cutting oil on that. So let's see if I have any more cutting oil. Oh, I do. There. This is cutting oil. See if I can get that in the camera. There it is, cutting fluid. So I'm going to put a little bit of cutting fluid on that with my finger, and then a little bit on the drill. Let's just back this off a bit, put that on the drill, put that on the piece. You can never have too much cutting oil. And start drilling and see what happens. Hopefully none of this snaps off and kills me. Oh, there we go. It's drilling nicely now. I still don't know whether this is going to screw up the thread. If it does, then I got another issue. I'm going to back that off. Back this off. Clean that up a bit. More cutting oil. This stuff is amazing when you put cutting oil on, the difference that it makes. I guess that's why they call it cutting oil. No shit, Batman. So I think that's good there. I like to cut this all the way through, so break the bit. Yeah, I think the bit's a bit broken or something. I'm gonna have to have a look at this because it looks like something happened to the bit. It can be filed back, so I'm not too concerned, but I might have gone through here, not sure. Not quite sure. I'll get this thing back in here and see what's going on. I'm gonna flip bits. If I can file this to a sharp, yeah, it looks like the bit broke off. So the question is, if the bit broke off, is it stuck in there somewhere? Do I have another issue? A broken bit issue, which I don't want to have. I might. This thing was almost all the way through too. The other thing I can do is just flip it around and drill it from the other side. So I may have to do that. Actually, I can see that it came through the other side. So what I'm going to do here is make sure I don't have my tailstock fall apart on me completely, which it has. So I'm going to take this off. I'll just take it off this way in case I have to flip it around and have a look at it from the other side. Just put that on the ground here, and then I'm going to have a look at this because it looks like, if you can see right there, looks like it's poking through, which means I might be able to punch it through, or just take something sharp and punch it through. It's definitely poking through. So I'm going to work on that. Anyway, that's how you set it up to drill out a screw. So I need to get in there now and then poke around at that to get that out. I don't want to ruin my screwdriver blades. However, I think there's probably something I can put in there to get that out. So anyway, let's save this for now and continue later. There, I just tapped this with the end of the hammer, and the hole goes all the way through right now. I'm not sure if you can see that, but I tapped it and you can see that little hole there and the big hole on this side. So now I got to figure out how to actually take that screw. If I want to stick something in there and just unscrew that screw, that might work, or I just work at this metal until I get it completely undone. So right now there's just, this, I can get right to the end. There we go. So it's going right through, so there's not much screw left here. So that did drill it out nicely. I'm not sure how much of my thread disappeared from doing this, but I could re-tap it, I guess. But hopefully I've destroyed enough of this screw, or this, to be able to just tap it out or get it out. So I can also get a saw blade in there and saw the end of it. So, which is another technique to use. I'm trying to use my screwdrivers here to just turn that around and see if I can unscrew it. Like this. Come on! I was hoping for success so you could see that, right? It's not tapping it, but I'm getting metal out of it. I've done this before where it's just dissolved in place, right? So it looks like there's metal coming out of it, so it's semi-dissolving. I'm sure there's a machinist out there who's watching me going, what the hell is he doing? Yeah, I know I can. What I need is a reversing screw. Screw a reversing screw in there, and then you just take that and then screw it out. That would work perfectly. I think I'm probably stripping the threads on the inside here. But I got all the way through, which is nice. I could tap this, I guess. I get the screwdriver coming through again. I'm definitely going to have to sharpen these screwdrivers again because I'm ruining the tips probably. There. So there, that's another screwdriver I put through. There we go. Actually, the tips are still pretty good. So I'm going to pick a bigger screwdriver. That's 2 screwdrivers. Pick a bigger one and do the exact same thing. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I think it's actually cutting its way through. You know what? I think the screwdriver's not moving. How much thread do I have left in there? A bit. I think I need to do this in fast motion. Here's where you need a chisel. Chisel that thing out. Or you just drill it a little bit more now that I got it. Now that I got the hole in there. It's this piece here that needs to go in there. This piece here that needs to go right like that and then screw in. So I need to get the rest of that out. So I got this out completely. I can see some threads on the inside and I probably have to re-tap this hole because it's looking a little bit rough, but I did get the screw out. So that's the technique for removing a screw from a tool, I guess. So I need to clean that up a bit and just re-tap that, and then it's going to be good to have that screw go back in again. There we go. That's nice and clean right now. So I just have to get it prepped for the tap. So the screw here, as you can see, it goes in just a bit, but it's got to be re-tapped because you know, it should be going in nice and smoothly, no problem. So I just have to go and re-tap that. Shouldn't take too long, and then it's done, fixed. Alright, I got to pick the tap now that works for this screw. So remember, this screw has to go in just like this one did, but in this thing here, so I've got to tap this hole out. And I think this tap, I've only got 2 big ones here, so I'm thinking it's either this one here or the other one. Let's see. This one here maybe? Nope. This one here. Yep, I think this is it. You look at that, you just screw that in and it goes right through with the threads. So that should be adequate. And I don't know if it's North American or European or what kind of tap it is, but let me just look at this again and see if I don't have another one that's tighter. I don't think so. I think that's the tap there. So that is a M25 high-speed steel. So I need to find another M25. So one of these is an M25. I need to look closely and find myself an M25. So let's just find an M25. Alright, this was the M25 right here. So this one right here. So this should fit. I haven't used this set for such a long time. Not sure how it works. It's the bigger ones, I think. Not sure. There's one and there's two. So, and there's this one here, whatever that one is. So I get rid of that, put this in. I think this goes in like this, and then this goes in like this, like that, to turn it, like that. So that would go in like this, and that screw would just basically rest against that piece, like so, like that, to turn this, right? So I need to tighten the screw. Or just use a flat bladed screwdriver to tighten the screw. So I should actually, normally I'd bring this down on my drill bit, flatten this on the drill bit, and then go right straight through, right? So, but in this case, I could probably just do it here, since it's a very minor tapping going on here. I'm hoping I can do it right here. Otherwise, I just bring it down to my screw thing downstairs, my drill press, and then flatten it out on the drill press. And there we go. So I'm not sure if this is going to work or not, but I'm trying right now. I'm telling you, I'm trying. If I screw this up, well, it's mine anyway, so it's nobody else's. I should have put some cutting fluid in there too. Too late. Let's see if I can thread that. And I think when you do this, you got to go like back as well, and then forward, and then back, and then forward, and I really have to then back, and then forward, like that, and it's pretty much done. It's a small hole, so I'm not too concerned here. And so that is done. Now I'm going to see whether that screw actually fits. So let me just loosen this up here so it's not so hard to work with. And just unscrew that like that. And I got to clean this mat off now, and I'll throw that back in here like so. There's the hole. And is it threaded? Let me have a look inside. Yeah, it looks like there's some threading going on. Hopefully there's enough to catch the screw, right? If not, new screw. It's not bad. That catches. Now I'm going to take this little device here, because I wanted to use this side of this, right? And this would go like this, like that on this side, right in the slot, like so. Is that fitting in? When in doubt, get out a file. I'm definitely going to have to take this mat outside and clean it, so let's just file the top of this a bit so it's nice and even. And cleaned up as well. We'll file the back of this. I think I'll polish this later too. Put it in my polisher and polish the crap out of it, because I'm really scuffing it up a lot here, but I can polish this to be like it's brand new. So just turn this around like that. See if that fits in the slot. It should. Yeah, that's in the slot all right. It doesn't go all the way down, so I'm going to put the screw in now. Move this up just a bit. Oh, it's not bad there. Yeah, this goes up and down like that. That, and I tighten the screw just a bit, and now that screw is tight and this thing is in there. There we go. So that, my friends, is getting rid of the old screw and getting a new one in there. Loosen that up, moves up and down, tighten it, and we're all good. And what happens here is that you widen this out, and you put a, I don't think I have a balance with a tack in here, but you put a balance in there like that with the balance staff, and you're just, I made another video on this on how to see if it bends or not, so how to take the bend out of it. But that worked perfectly. So I did that, I retapped it. It looks like it's almost through the base of the hole actually. So this, and it's when I tighten it, it's nice and tight. It's snug as crap. So that worked well. So that's it. That's my video how to fix it. So I'm going to put this on.